Hi, I'm Nathan Cornett with CollegeLifePlanning.com, and I'm here to talk to you about how to select your top college. I'm going to give you just a couple of things that you can begin to think about as a high school sophomore that you're going to want to think about when you're thinking about choosing the right college for you. The first thing that you're going to want to do is examine yourself as a person. Okay, so this is tip number one. Examine yourself as a person. Figure out your strengths, figure out your passions, figure out your desires. What do you get excited about? And as a sophomore in high school, that can be kind of difficult. I can see the wheels turning and start to think, well, I don't know. Well, that's what you need to start to uncover and discover about yourself. I highly recommend personality tests. Myers-Briggs is a very popular high school test. Personally, I think that Strengths Finder is a much better way to go. If you're a high school sophomore, it's never too early to assess your strengths and begin to find out what are you good at, what do you enjoy, what comes very naturally to you. These are the kinds of things that you're going to want to analyze when you're thinking about which college would you want to go to. The next thing you want to do is be thinking about the top 10 schools that you're going to want to go to. Many experts suggest that you should have 20 schools that you apply to. I think that's entirely too many. Some people say only one or two, and I think that's too few. You want to make sure that you have some colleges that you know you're going to get into. We're going to talk about that in a second. But you're going to also want some colleges that would be much more of a reach for you to get into based on your GPA and your strengths. Because you're going to want to challenge yourself, and you're going to want to kind of reach for the stars a little bit. The next thing that you're going to want to do is learn all about the admissions requirements. So as a sophomore, you don't need to worry about their procedures quite yet, but you need to know their requirements. You need to know all of the right classes that you need to be taking. How many years of English do you need? Is it a highly selective college? Should you be taking AP courses for history and English and math? These are the kinds of questions that you're going to want to start to ask yourself. Something else that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to evaluate the costs. You want to look at the sticker price, quote unquote, versus what your need might be. What might you be able to get in terms of financial aid to go to that school? Some of those questions you're going to want to start to talk over with your parents and ask them for some help. Collegeboard.com has a lot of resources, as well as the federal government website for the expected family contribution. You can figure that stuff out on fafsa.ed.gov. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. The next thing that you're going to want to think about is your campus visit. You're going to want to go and actually start to check out the colleges that you might be interested in. And some fun ways to do that would be, don't just go like on a college day, because that's fun, but talk to your mom or dad about going to a concert at the school. Get some friends together and go see a concert at San Diego State or whatever your local university might be. Go see a basketball game. Right now our Aztecs are kicking butt, man, and it's fun to go to those games. If you can figure out a way to go to the games, that'll give you an idea of campus life. It'll show you a little bit about the fun side of college and give you some exposure to the campus, and I highly recommend that you do that. The next thing that you're going to want to do is write down some questions about the college before you go. So when you go to see a college officially, not for just a game or concert, but officially when you set up some kind of a meeting with an advisor there, you're going to want to write down your questions. Some key questions to think about are how many professors are there to students? Is it more of a teaching school or a research school? What's the crime rate on campus? That's something that a lot of people don't ask, but that's something to think about. How safe and secure is it? What about student life? Is there student life, student government, Greek life, sororities, fraternities? You're going to want to ask those kinds of questions, but write them down before you go so you don't forget when you get there. You're going to want to discuss the pros and cons of going to the schools that you're interested in. Write them out. Take a look at all the colleges you're interested in and write out the pros and cons. A pro of going to Point Loma Nazarene University might be that it's right by the beach and you can wake up every single morning and go surf if you want to. A con might be that it costs significantly more than you can afford at this point in your life. That would be a pro and con. You're going to want to do that for every single one of the schools that you're interested in going to. You're going to want to also talk to your parents about it. I know that talking about college can be kind of rough for high school students, and you can pretty much plan on arguing with your parents about it. Another thing that you're going to want to think about is applying to your schools. You're not going to be ready to do that until your junior year, but as a sophomore, you're going to want to start thinking about all those requirements and making sure that you're meeting the school's requirements. So anyways, I'm Nathan with College Life Planning, and I hope that this information will help you in your college selection process. I highly encourage you to consider joining us March 12th for our college admissions workshop, where we're going to be talking about everything from knowing your strengths and finding your top college, all the way through the admissions process and learning about some of the components of an application, the things you need to pay attention to, as well as making sure that you keep your grades up, study tools and techniques for the SAT, financial aid and filling out the FAFSA, scholarships, essays. We're going to go through the whole gamut of college preparation. You're going to get a full 360-degree view of the college admissions planning process for just 90 minutes a week. So 30 minutes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're going to get a full view of the college planning process. Anyways, I'm Nathan with College Life Planning. Thanks for joining me.